So it seems like every single time that I decide, hey, I'm going to fire up the old camera and turn on the microphone and talk about some things going on in the nerdy universe, it's always something bad with DC. And I want to preface this by saying I don't think this is entirely a bad thing. I don't think it's the end of the world. And I think a lot of people are probably spinning things out of context because they don't know everything yet. But of course, I am talking about James Gunn's plan and what's going on with Wonder Woman and Superman and Black Adam in the future of the DC universe. Before we get into that, what is going on, everybody? Of course, I'm Jake, aka the Meta Geek, and I talk about just literally anything I want on here, and it's usually pretty geeky. But we got to talk about DC, and it always seems like when I make a DC video, a lot of people gravitate towards it. And if you don't know, I'm going to preface this by saying I'm a big DC guy. I'm also a big Marvel guy. In the background, I think like right here, you guys might be able to see, probably not. They're a little too dark in the background. I have the entire Justice League from Zack Snyder's Justice League. I got all the McFarlane toys of that. I'm a big DC guy, and but I'm not one of those crazy Snyderverse people. I just want good movies. That's pretty much all I want. And when I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this plan, the first thing that dropped was that Wonder Woman 3 from The Hollywood Reporter, of course, one of the like 3 major outlets that usually knows what the hell they're talking about, dropped that Wonder Woman 3 is technically now dead. And honestly, I feel like that's the one thing that may be getting, just spun out of context a little bit. Wonder Woman 3, as we know it right now, is dead. And I think that one of the things that has kind of led to that was Wonder Woman 1984 came out. Say what you want about that movie, it was pretty bad. It was not what a sequel to the first Wonder Woman movie, which was amazing, should have been. And Patty Jenkins wrote that one. She did not write the overall head writer on the first movie. In the second movie, it was kind of, okay. She just turned in her treatment that she wrote with Jeff Johns to Peter Safran and James Gunn to show them what they were planning for Wonder Woman 3. And maybe they just saw it and they were like, yeah, no, this isn't going to fly. So that version of Wonder Woman 3 is dead. And the thing is, I don't hate it. I really did not like the direction Wonder Woman 1984 went in. I don't think Patty Jenkins, she's an amazing director. Don't think she's the best writer. So honestly, if that just means that somebody else is going to get a crack at Wonder Woman 3 to try to make a awesome movie that's going to set place in this new DCEU, I'm 100% cool with that. The bigger news is Henry Cavill's Superman. So he comes back at the end of Black Adam, puts out a thing on Twitter like, hey, everybody, I'm back. I wanted to wait to make the announcement, blah, 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 whatever. Henry Cavill came back. I made a couple videos on it. I felt like that was a great stepping stone to what the DC universe could go back to. And at this point, James Gunn and Peter Safran are saying, like, maybe not. They don't know what they're going to do with the DC universe as a whole just yet. I feel like a lot of this reporting is very preliminary. Preliminary means before, before anything is set in stone. So yeah, they don't know what they're going to do with Superman because they haven't fully put down the plan just yet. And a lot of this could be BS. It's coming from the Hollywood Reporter, so I would like to believe that it isn't. But kind of sitting here and reading it as a whole, like, Henry Cavill filmed his scene for The Flash. They don't know if they're going to put that in there anymore. I'm just very, very confused as to where they want to go, because one of the big things that David Zaslav said is that he wants to focus on their main 3, which is Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. There was no news about Batman the other day. There was nothing about Batman. Ben Affleck was reportedly not in the latest screening of Aquaman 2. So maybe that's a little bit of something that hasn't developed into a story yet. But it kind of looks like there might be this movement to kind of phase out the Snyderverse versions of these characters, and maybe they try to bring in new, different characters. So maybe that means that with the news that they want to phase Jason Momoa out as Aquaman, bring him back as Lobo, maybe we see some of these actors get recast and then they move on to different characters in the new universe. So it's kind of like this meta, like, oh yeah, you knew him as Aquaman, but now he is Lobo, which is the guy that, of course, Jason Momoa is going to play. And, you know, he just looks like Aquaman used to, but with all this new goddammit Barry stuff in The Flash, it's changed a lot of the universe. So I'm hoping maybe that's what they're going to go with, and maybe we will have a new version of Aquaman, and maybe we will have a hopefully not, but a new version of Wonder Woman and Superman, possibly. And you know, kind of the overarching thing here is I don't think it's time to hit the panic button. Obviously, if you're one of the super Snyder cultists or something, yeah, you're probably hitting the panic button a little bit, but let's be honest, you've been hitting it for years now, okay? You got a little bit of a reprieve with Black Adam, but, you know, you're kind of sitting here going, oh my God, it feels like it's almost over, right? So I really think that if you're a DC fan, you're seeing this and you're going, oh, but Superman and all that, it's sad. Like, it's really sad because you wanted to see another Henry Cavill Superman movie. You wanted to see, you know, this DC universe actually blossom into something that could be on par with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I really think that what they're going to do is kind of rework everything. Maybe there are some recasts, but if you're a DC fan, you should be excited because you know what David Zaslav wants. So you know we're gonna have Superman, we're gonna have Wonder Woman, we're gonna have Batman, but we just don't know how we're gonna have it. So I still think that the future is bright. I don't think this is a hit the panic button. What is going on in DC? James Gunn is an absolute mad genius. And I think that what they're going to, you know, kind of create is going to be something very creative, and it's going to push DC movies somewhere where it hasn't been before. And maybe there are some sacrifices that are made in that, like the Snyderverse castings of some of these characters, and that just pushes forward with a brand new look, and they don't have to have any of the baggage of the last 9 years of a failed cinematic universe. And maybe that's the best option for them. But let me know how you feel about that. I mean, how do you feel? Obviously, you want some of these people to keep playing these characters, but if they had to move on, would you be upset? What are you looking forward to and hoping to see in the new DC universe? Let me know down below. But of course, I've been Jake, aka the Meta Geek, and I'll see all you guys next time.